Salutations and greetings, EgoHackers. My name is Ben, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be discussing the ESTP archetype, also known as the Gladiator. ESTPs are freedom-based adventurers looking for shared experiences with those who are loyal to them. They seek opportunities for strengthening and teaching others, as well as avenues for personal expression, often through pursuits involving physicality and performance. Some examples of famous ESTPs you may know of would include Angelina Jolie, Hugh Jackman, Chris Hemsworth, Megan Fox, Joe Rogan, and Matthew McConaughey. As is true for all types, ESTPs lie at the intersection of a specific interaction style and a specific temperament. ESTPs belong to the structure interaction style, meaning that they are direct, initiating, and outcome. They are direct, meaning that they don't beat around the bush. They're among the most direct of all the 16 types, saying what they mean and meaning what they say. They can even be mistaken for introverts because of their succinctness. They are initiating, meaning that they prefer to go to other people and start conversations or experiences rather than being led. They love leading the way when making new memories with others. They are outcome, meaning that they're concerned about outcomes. They like to make plans with an outcome in mind and then act, rather than jumping into action right away. ESTPs are part of the artisan temperament, meaning that they are interest, pragmatic, and concrete. They are interest, meaning that they are very aware of what they are getting out of an interaction or investment. If the ESTP senses that they're getting played or taken advantage of, they're likely to back out of that interaction and look elsewhere where they will be treated more favorably. They're pragmatic, which means that ESTPs approach problems with a what's the best way to fix this kind of attitude. They rarely ask permission or make sure what they want to do is approved by authorities. They just do what they know will work. Naturally competent and independent, witnessing others asking for permission is often seen as weakness and stupidity in the eyes of the ESTP. They're concrete, meaning that ESTPs are focused primarily on the here and now, and like to deal with concrete facts and tested anecdotal evidence rather than theories and what-ifs. Their extroverted intuition demon makes them especially resistant to indulging in intellectual possibilities or abstract exploration. Reality is what's real to them. In terms of the 8 cognitive functions, ESTPs have extroverted sensing hero, introverted thinking parent, extroverted feeling child, introverted intuition inferior, introverted sensing nemesis, extroverted thinking critic, introverted feeling trickster, and extroverted intuition demon. Beginning with SE hero. ESTPs are very aware of another person's experience. They seek to make others comfortable and perform well for the sake of gaining their attention. ESTPs can be serious attention sponges. They can't get enough attention. They're often naturally talented in performance, whether it be in sports, acting, or anything that requires a command over an audience. ESTPs shine. ESTPs are also aware of the strength of other people. Their SE hero seeks SI, loyalty, reliability, and consistency, from the people who are close to them. Sexually, man or woman, ESTPs tend to be most engaged when they are guiding the intimate experience by giving the experience with their SE hero. It's not uncommon for an ESTP woman to initiate with a man and ask him out on a date. TI parent. Introverted thinking parent is responsible with its thinking. TI parent processes information quickly and is proficient in testing for weakness and argument, making them skilled troubleshooters and problem solvers. TI parent is one of the hardest functions to fool, making ESTPs natural detectors of deceit or manipulation from others. FE child. FE child is very innocent about wanting to make others feel good. FE child also adopts the values of those closest to them. FE is seeking the morals and principles of the FI users around them because they're seeking to be valued by others. FE child gives generously, and often without thought of reward. However, the ESTP being interest-based, they will likely raise an eyebrow if enough time has passed and you haven't given anything in return. They eventually figure out if they're being taken advantage of. NI inferior. NI inferior makes the ESTP terrified of losing their freedom. ESTPs really struggle to make decisions. Making any decision means saying no to dozens more. ESTPs are so afraid that walking through one door makes every other door close. Even in small things like card games or building a burrito from Chipotle, ESTPs struggle to choose what they want. They are among the biggest victims of FOMO, fear of missing out. However, once an ESTP does choose something or someone that they desire, the follow-through with their NI can be more intense than that of even NI heroes. In time, ESTPs can become reliable decision-makers who find freedom wherever they are. SI nemesis. With SI nemesis, ESTPs can get very nostalgic about the past. SI nemesis creates worry in the ESTP about not having good memories. When they look back at their life, they worry there will not be enough good memories for them. This is one of the reasons their SE hero wants to constantly have shared experiences with others, because a shared experience means a new memory that they can make and look back on later. SI nemesis makes the ESTP worry that they are weak, that they can't follow through with things, and that they're flaky and undisciplined. ESTPs struggle to put in the necessary effort into having a good outcome, even though they want a good outcome. SI nemesis is also a constant reminder to ESTPs that they have poor long-term memory. They need to create physical totems, such as notes, pictures, etc., to help them remember. TE critic. ESTPs naturally walk around thinking other people are stupid. They know that they're careful and precise with their own TI parent, but they naturally believe that others are not smart or do not put in the effort to think things through clearly. This can be a major problem for them, who come across as alienating when they refuse to listen to others and label them as stupid by default. The wiser an ESTP gets with their TE critic, they start to figure out how to make others smarter by asking pointed questions. Like, have you considered X, Y, or Z, instead of always resorting to, you're wrong, without providing further explanation. And the even wiser ESTPs realize that they could learn a thing or two from listening to other people. FI trickster. ESTPs have no idea how they feel, and they have no idea what they value. FI trickster can make ESTPs look amoral or even soulless, but it's really their inability to know how to value things properly. This is another reason their FE child seeks other FI users. ESTPs love being around INFPs with their FI hero, because the ESTP can borrow the values and the priority systems from the INFP, covering for the blind spot of the ESTP's own FI trickster. ESTPs also struggle with expressing gratitude, often unsure when and how much gratitude should be expressed. It's not that the ESTP is ungrateful necessarily, but just that gratitude is a learned skill for them and not something they're naturally born with. NE demon. Never take away an ESTP's freedom of choice. If you stomp on their NI inferior's anxiety about losing its freedom, the ESTP's NE demon will come out and take your choice away, potentially even destroy your future. From NE demon's perspective, if I don't get a choice, no one gets a choice. NE demon despises the freedom that other people have when their NI inferior doesn't feel free. However, this is often the ESTP's own fault, where they lacked the discipline and work ethic with their SI nemesis to create new opportunities for themselves to begin with. Regardless of fault, though, be careful about any demon and never ever take away the ESTP's freedom to choose. Always give them a choice. A dive into the four sides of the mind for the ESTP can reveal their pathway to maturity. The ESTP ego comes paired with INFJ subconscious, ISTJ unconscious, and ENFP superego. Mastery of the ESTP ego reveals the ESTP's pathway to responsibility and maturity. The fastest way for an ESTP to develop their maturity is to choose to be responsible with their TI parent. TI parent, when used responsibly, orients the ESTP's life around accuracy, truth, and logical precision. ESTPs, who naturally want to help others, find that a developed TI parent, though painful, is often the best way of healing others. And as the ESTP is fearful of losing their freedom, a mature TI parent gives freedom. The truth will set you free, right? And their NI inferior doesn't have to be so afraid of losing its choice. INFJ subconscious reveals the ESTP's path to happiness. The subconscious represents our aspiration, and is unlocked when the inferior gets over its fear and aspires to become courageous and capable. The subconscious is the gateway to the type of person we want to become. Deep down, ESTPs want to be sages, mentors, therapists, counselors, and coaches through their INFJ subconscious. They want to pour into others' lives and invest in making those people stronger, more in touch with themselves, and help in building moral character. You'll notice ESTPs at either the quarter-life or midlife crisis start to develop an uncanny interest in the abstract. Perhaps they'll have a growing interest in people and want to pursue hobbies or potentially a career that allows them to help or strengthen the people around them. INFJ subconscious, in particular, usually prefers to focus on fewer people, pouring more into those people but with high intensity. Believe it or not, ESTPs can become like the wise sage on the mountain as their INFJ subconscious grows and develops. ISTJ unconscious, also known as shadow, reveals the ESTP's path to wisdom. The unconscious represents our advanced maturity where we develop wisdom. So ISTJ shadow makes the ESTP want to pursue academic hobbies or potentially even careers. ESTPs who are focused on developing their ISTJ shadow become interested in history, education, and other intellectual pursuits. If you find an ESTP who is invested in going to school or pursuing a degree, perhaps even teaching, chances are they are shadow-focused, meaning they're still an ESTP but with some noticeable traits of the ISTJ. In time, an ESTP's wisdom is built up through their memory of a lifetime of interesting experiences stored in their SI nemesis, and their TE critic, when it becomes wise, can make the ESTP a competent teacher who knows exactly how to improve the thinking of those around them. ENFP superego reveals the ESTP's path to love. The superego is where our hate, bitterness, resentment, and repression are stored up. ESTPs are haunted by the consequences of their actions, and the consequences of the choices of others. ENFP superego naturally inhibits good choices and good futures of the people around the ESTP. They are often unaware that they are destructive to other people's futures. However, as they free themselves more when their NI inferior becomes aspirational through their INFJ subconscious, and their capacity for endurance and strength develops through their ISTJ shadow, any demon within the ENFP superego can eventually become any angel. Any angel through the ENFP superego occurs when the ESTP actually breaks off the chains from the other people around them. They can give others a type of freedom that no one else could. But until the ESTP faces the fact that they wreak havoc on others' futures and constantly create bad consequences for other people with their impulsive decisions, they will continue to impede others' choices and futures. The freedom-based, highly competent ESTP has a lot more than meets the eye. Often regarded as shallow and flaky, ESTPs can become helpful, compassionate, and deeply intelligent types who provide healing and wisdom to the people in their lives. ESTPs want to strengthen others around them so that they too can experience strength. Strength, given by others or developed within the ESTP themselves, ultimately becomes the one characteristic that frees the ESTP the most from their fears and their vices. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment down below, and subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time when we discuss the psyche of the ENTJ.